his party.
Okay.
I had it there also.
That's on the second floor.
We were in the captain's room, I loved it.
Oh.
From the matching
Actually,
party.
it's like it's met here before getting married. They're getting married there and having a reception at Otis. I don't think. I remember.
What's that?
Probably a chef or, you know. You never work with it. Boy, you never work.
It would, but it's, yeah.
His parents lived out there. And he goes, Rothschild, Chateau,
Probably nice ones like that. Like the cool kitchen.
train out. He goes, open it up, and I'll be out, and it's gotta breathe for an hour. Gotta breathe for an hour. I popped the thing up in my room, I'm staying with my parents. I popped it in my room, and just put it in the corner. Half an hour later, my father comes upstairs, I wasn't even up there, he goes, son, you smell that? I'm like, what are you talking about, Dad? He goes, man, smell that. And he got the jerky wine, and that's some good wine I smell. He goes, what do you got? Oh, that's Jeffrey, oh, wine, who's out there, wine and everything. You know how much this bottle is? This is 1980, it's 1983 or over. Back then, it was $400 a bottle.
Oh my God. It's full of papers. Oh, yeah, well, it's,
Dude, everybody was drinking Bob Perignon. We were drinking Cristal.
well, good, wow.
He had proven it in his office.
Not dancing.
You know how beer has taps?
Yeah.
Brunet is a wine dispenser. It's sort of like the bottles
Oh,
underneath.
so it keeps it fresh.
Yes,
I
and
never-
it's just great.
Oh, it's great.
Did you?
Yeah.
You never had that before. So this way you can get this, you know.
And the other ones, they used to be bottles. And then they went to cops.
You know,
Yeah, you
beat the
did.
bags. That's what the kids say when they were girls. Stop the bag. Nobody does that to our wine tasting now. It's actually more partners. And Mike Douglas is a good
Oh, Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Like a similar brand.
Yeah.
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 You know Mike Douglas and Jimmy Caltieri.
Mike there's a wine shop that opened in Woodford, Starbucks.
Maybe I tested the microphones. There's one other.
Oh, really?
We were first.
He's been out there. I see him.
Then he sold it to Mike.
Mike Travis. Right.
Mike got it. His partner was Jimmy Caltieri, was Mike Douglas's partner.
We tried to get people away from it.
Jimmy had to sell
Make money out of it, but it's not, so not the way we prefer. The stress is like, oh, yeah.
We've done a lot of stuff.
No.
Actually,
We did, yeah, but no, we've done music like we just did in Westbury.
history is the best
Architectural line of work.
The solar guy? Yeah, he's that guy working with Munchie or whatever. Actually, it was, I used to.
We should hit them first.
Well, we're gonna take that out yourself? How long can it stay?
I've never presented anything.
Go
Like
ahead.
that back client's quite, you guys.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
I know.
That's what it is.
Love sure.
It's an extreme.
Popcorn bucket.
No,
It's not great.
Like, what happened?
My popcorn fucking dropping. You could have served me popcorn. I'm in the back. Yeah, the red ones, wasn't one. Red one.
I think you're here, not here. I think. He said I'm one in.
Oh, okay, so then that's you that's missing me. Is that you?
No, it's not me.
Who is it?
That's weird. I'm not even up here.
Matt's
Yeah, I'm Matt.
You're Matt.
Oh, yeah, I'm Matt.
I didn't hear you. That's it, Denise?
What's your last name?
Gold?
That's yes. That's yes. I saw the call. How are you?
Well, damn.
Your plaque looks good. Yes, you look at this.
Tablets. Slide.
Oh, I see.
Usually there's one from the drawer here.
What's that?
Usually I take one from the drawer, but there's none here.
This one's- You get purple.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, everyone ready? We good to go? Okay, good evening, everyone. This is the November 14, 2023 meeting of the Town of Oyster Bay Landmarks Preservation Commission. Before we start and take roll, I'd like to have everyone to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Okay, so we have two items on the agenda tonight. 69 Cedar Shore Drive, Massapequa, the Serpy House, and 4 Old Jericho Turnpike, Jericho, the Maid Inn. Mr. Byrne, would you like to take roll call for tonight?
Certainly. Chairman DeLeo,
Present?
Member Chabina,
Here.
Member Leonard,
Present?
Member Gold,
Present.
Member Stone is absent, Member Byrne is present. Chairman, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, first item up is 69 Cedar Shore Drive, Massapequa. Do we have an applicant here?
Michael Daniel, we have the homeowners and also the architect.
Okay. If you'd like to come up to the podium and make your presentation, show us whatever you have, let's start to go through it.
So, pleasure to be here, my first venture, not in this hall. I've been here many times under various presentations, but it's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Michael Degnan. I'm a registered architect since 1992. My office is on Wantor Avenue, 1943 Wantor Avenue, in Wantor, New York. If you maybe guide me, I can start from the beginning, I can start with the renderings at the end.
Sure. Well, I think first, let's start with sort of the 10,000-foot view, what the homeowner's looking to do on a global scale, and then we'll kind of drill down to the architectural details and the things that are kind of really the nitty-gritty of it.
Very helpful, thank you. So the clients purchased a home approximately a year ago, and because of its age, constructed somewhere around 1860s, the thing, first of all, it's in need of repair and maintenance severely. But also part of the layout, some of the items are not located in a way that even, I think, if the situation was even the same back then, they wouldn't have been designed this way. For example, the kitchen currently is in the back right corner of the home. And while that's more relevant today is because since this house was originally constructed, there was a subdivision. The site used to be large and rectangular, and now it's an L shape. So the kitchen looks out and stares not into their backyard where they can watch their family and oversee, the activities of playgrounds and the future pool, but they're staring from the kitchen right directly into the side of their neighbor's home. So part of their, and our exercise or the redesign was to get that kitchen, out of that really bad spot and into a spot that not only now on the left side of the house, not only gives the visibility of the yard, but also a tremendous amount of southern exposure for natural light. So this is going to be the key to repositioning, the reuse of the house. So that was the starter for the kitchen relocation and addition. And then the second major portion of the reworking is there is no master bedroom as part of the older house. So, as typical today, master bedroom suites are very important, not just for the homeowner's use and enjoyment, but also, obviously value and, future value. But more importantly, everyday use for their, proper master bedroom suite. So those are the two additions that we're proposing.
Okay. Thank you for describing that. In terms of the interior of the house, that's and where things are going to go, that's not really our purview. So the exterior, so I understand we want to move things.
Yes.
But the addition, if you can talk about the exterior, where it's going to go. We're concerned, obviously, with the historic fabric of the house, matching it. And
Yes.
when we have an addition that we're considering, we like to understand and try to match the existing historic materials and detail of the existing structure.
Yes, sir. I didn't know that if there was going to be a question as to why we were making it larger. That's why I gave the background.
No, it helps in context, so we certainly understand.
So I can then move to the rendering of, this is the house as it would be proposed. And as part of your package, initially, we showed the house, which currently is approximately like that. And if it'll help, I'll just flip this quickly and show you how it is currently. Where we're adding approximately 10 feet off the side for the kitchen extension and then the master bedroom directly over that.
So let me just ask you one quick question. The existing, as you show the original, the existing view of the house, on the house's right side where you're putting the addition, it looks like there's a little bump out. Is that an addition or is that original to the structure? On the previous page that you had.
So this is part of the kitchen
Yeah.
addition. So the rationale for that is that in matching the existing house, so the dimensions of this bump out here are 18 feet, 10 inches. The addition that we wanted to do here, so we could have the exact same pitch, the exact same roof details, the exact same everything, is also 1810.
Okay.
So
Can you flip back the other picture you had? So where the addition is going to go, on the far side of the picture, the existing first floor, yes, exactly. Is that original to the house or is that an addition?
As far as we know, that's original to the
Okay.
house. Now, we have some very old photographs of the house that we
Okay.
think date back to the early 1900s that we can share with you.
Okay.
But from all the photographs and all the research that we've done to date, that's the original footprint.
Okay.
Including our being in the basement where it would also be apparent if that was not.
Okay. Can you speak to the current materials on the house? Are there any prior renovations? Is the material on the house, what kind of shingle is it? The windows, they look like just, the existing drawing looks like it looks like just a 1/1 window.
Right.
So they look like replacements at some point.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, do you know when those were replaced?
We don't have, there's no history of what we can tell. There's nothing in.
Okay, how about the existing exterior of the house? Is it,
So based on my experience, in the field, I strongly feel that, well, currently it's cedar shakes, 10 inches to the weather, that's been painted, many layers of paint over the years. And we're proposing cedar shake, 10 inches to the weather, with the color, as you see here.
Okay, and so you're looking to match what's there
We're looking to
right
match
now?
what's there in every, you know, in every way, with the exception of, in that case, the color. There is a historic photo of the house. Again, I'm sorry that we don't.
Scott, if you have that, can you just kind of send it down so we can all kind of just take a quick look, one by one? Yeah, okay.
So we think that this photograph was taken sometime in the early part of the 1900s,
Thank you.
but we don't,
Okay.
we don't know for sure. But you can see.
Hard to see the
Yeah,
windows.
I've got
Oh,
some
yeah,
better
here we
ones
go.
here.
And the two things that are.
6 over 6.
Oh, I'm looking at.
Okay.
Two things in that photo, you know, you can see the windows.
Okay, so it looks like they were originally, or at least prior to putting the 1 over 1s, there's 6 over 6 windows, and those were maybe original, but at the very least
Yeah, I
probably
mean, it
more.
wasn't clear, and that,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
I haven't seen that photo, so I'm happy to look at it, of course, but in the gray, the patinaed photo, it looks like there's 1 over 1.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
They're getting to the shutters, if I'm doing this correctly. Don't do shutters, timber shutters.
It looks like, yeah, so it looks like on the rendering, you're proposing no shutters on the windows.
Correct. So this would be a Marvin window, it's historical, wood interior and a white exterior.
Are these, you say final windows door? This is what's replaced, that's his original thing.
Yeah. So I have not had the benefit of this photograph.
And this was,
Pretty neat.
I
They
think
are
this
these
is
now,
one of the
there's
others.
a vinyl replacement in there?
Did you see this one?
Yeah, I think I have that right.
Actually,
Or similar to
they're-
that.
I know they're Andersons.
Okay.
I don't think they're vinyl, to be honest. I think they're
Okay.
more substantial than a replacement window.
So this is 6 over 6.
Oh, so this looks like, this is the photo. This is the same as this. That photo is the same.
Okay.
You got a better quality.
Do you have, I know we have a picture, do you have samples of any of the material or that you're going to use? I have these back down, I don't know if there's ours or theirs.
So I have this, so here's the color.
Painted on the chimney.
The cedar. I don't know if I need to walk it up.
You can, that's fine.
And this is the color sample, it's not the actual shingle itself that we've selected is much more 3D. This is the color charcoal black.
So is this the color you're proposing, but is this the type of shingle you're proposing to, or is this just for the sake of the color
No,
sample?
it would be a #1 perfection cedar shake. There are manufacturers that produce them specifically, but in the industry, it's commonly known as #1 cedar perfection shake.
Okay. You guys want to see that? Yeah, I think we saw these down here already, so. Scott, I don't know if these are yours or if they're the applicants.
You should have a copy for your phone.
Okay, so, like I said, when we do this, we like to match the new with the historical, right? The new material with the material that's that exists and what is original. So I think this property was landmarked, I think, back in the 70s. And probably, I would think the windows are probably replaced since then. I don't know about the exterior or the siding, so we have to kind of figure out what to do with the windows. Because we do want it to be period consistent and material consistent, but we have a little bit of a, I guess, a void here, right? So let's figure out what to do with that. And then, obviously, the exterior, the look of it, the design of it should also be representative of the historic nature and period appropriate for the look. So we have to kind of wrestle with that, too. Just want to see if there's, there we go. So one thing that I would think is the look of no shutters, and, you know, this might get down to a little bit of detail. The existing shutters you have now, you know, again, I'm not sure if that's period specific for the house, but going from the no shutter, I'm sorry, going from the shutters to the no shutters, I'm not sure if that works, if we should be keeping the shutter for that period look.
But if I may ask a
Yep.
question on that, if we want to be true to the history,
Yep.
then I would hope and think that we'd go back to the earliest photograph that we had of the house, not of a 1970s photo,
Correct, I think you're right. I should not assume that those are
or original to the
or
house.
we're not added post landmark status. Okay.
Similarly with the 6/6 or the 6/1. Unless, I mean,
Yeah, I think we have some evidence from the historic photos that 6/6 was there, so,
Any objections to the 6/6 window?
me personally, that question's
let me ask-
for my client.
let me ask this, are you replacing all of the windows in the house with this renovation, or is it just you're doing the addition and that's it, and you're leaving everything else the
No,
way it
well,
is?
the intention was the front of the house would either be replacement windows or new windows, but all of the same manufacturer, all of them, you know, the Marvin, so that.
Okay, so,
Andersons.
we're thinking of replacing the windows, all the windows as part of this.
It's, again, it's a budget question, and perhaps my client would be.
So I think so, you know, obviously, you know, cost is something that we're aware of, but, you know, we need to make sure that we approve something that stays true to the historic nature of the house. If you could look into 6/6, and we can, we probably email through Scott some samples, some ideas that are closer to that. I think, I don't think the 1/1 is what we're looking for, but again, you know, we're cognizant, we understand, you know, the homeowner's budget and
Well,
understanding what they need to do.
Right. So I totally appreciate and respect that, but we're going to go back to original photographs, and the original photographs, you know, don't show shutters, and they.
Yeah.
Is it clear on the 6? I mean, I haven't seen.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely 6/6.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture that you gave to us, and I can't tell from that.
Right.
It looks like a screen might be in front, but from some of the historic photos that the town has, it's a, you know, there's definitely a 6/6. So, you know, that's something that I think we'd want to see.
So I don't know what year is here, but this one has shutters, this one doesn't.
Chime in more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
We weren't sure, like, if the windows
So-
were in good condition, we would keep them and match them.
Okay.
Because there's 27 or 8 windows.
Existing
Which is a
windows.
lot.
So-
It's a lot to be replacing.
But
So what we're concerned with, not to cut you off, but just, if you're talking about going, you know, around the house, we're concerned with what is within the public view.
Yeah, visible from the street.
So, you know, if we're talking about, you know, a backyard that's enclosed that, you know, someone from the street or, you know, even the other, you know, a parallel street can't see, that's, you know, something that I think would fall outside of our purview. But if, you know, we're talking about the front facing, at least, for the sake of argument, that I think is what we're talking about. So, I completely understand your point. There's a lot of
We were
windows.
told from the realtor was changed about 10 years ago or so. They changed it.
She said 15 to 20 years ago, the windows were changed. They're all the same Anderson windows. And I have photographs of damage that's occurring inside the house due to, we're assuming it's the cedar shake, but we won't know until we take the cedar shake off, and in that case, that's when we would replace the window with the same existing window. I mean, I could show you what it's doing to the inside of the house, and we're getting mold, black mold on the inside of the house.
So the other thing to consider as well regarding if they were changing the whole house, that's different, but you're changing just the front. Well, first of all, it's a corner property, so then you have two views from the street. And then the second thing would be, you know, if we're doing a kitchen, we'd have the front windows being 6/6, and then the side and the rear being something different. So it's
Yeah,
not,
well,
it's not just 10, 12 windows.
Mentioning it's a corner property, then obviously you bring the side elevation into play too. Yeah,
And
Well-
then, and of course, the 6/6, I don't know if that means true, you know, simulated true divided light, exterior mullions and muttons. I mean, the window's twice the
Yeah.
cost.
well, we certainly understand the homeowner's budget. If there's something happening inside the house, we're sympathetic to that. But we have to, you know, as a board, what we're charged with is making sure that a landmarked property, it's not like any other property, right? It's got landmark status, so we have to steward that property, and make sure that any addition, change to what's happening is within federal landmark guidelines, and that typically means matching, like I said, matching to new material to existing historic material. Here there's, like I said, there's a little bit of a void, so we have to figure out what to do. And we're certainly willing to work with the homeowners and find something that's reasonable, but we, you know, obviously being a landmark building, there are some standards that, you know, probably your neighbors aren't going to have to comply with because it doesn't have that landmark status.
So could I ask a question in terms of windows? Is there a requirement for the simulated true divided light? I don't know if you can determine if they're, because obviously there can be snap-in grills or other sort of window grills that'll give the appearance of grills from the street, but obviously a different price point or.
Yeah.
Maybe if we have those numbers, maybe if you could price out, you know, and share that with the board, what the difference in price is. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to suggest, I don't want to monopolize the time if, you know, any of the other members have any other questions, any other comments. But my thought is probably, you know, do some more, you know, drill down a little bit more, do a little bit more homework, and, you know, let's, you know, look at some pricing options and some sample options for the windows. We'll do a little research on our end as well on, you know, the historical look through the years, if we can find it, or if you guys can find any more pictures that, yeah, the whatever happened to, put the windows in, and I'm not sure if when the windows were put in, if any of the siding was replaced, like you said, during the 90s, it probably shouldn't have been done without our commission's
Right.
okay.
Right.
But that's, you know, horses out of the barn on that one. And we understand that you've purchased the house like this. It's not something that you guys did.
Yeah, our
So,
biggest concern, obviously, we want to keep the look.
yep,
That's fine, but budget-wise, we start pulling off everything, we uncover a lot more money and expenses. We're not going to replace the windows, all of them, because budget-wise, we find,
yep,
a bunch of rot, and who knows what's going to be beneath
yep.
the leadership inside.
Right, the object was to,
That's our biggest concern.
yeah, replace with new, to match what's existing today. And there are historic windows that don't necessarily have mullions, 6/6 or even 6/1.
Yep.
But, and
Okay.
they, what invariably happens is the cost, if cost becomes a factor, then in order to achieve a different look, does that mean that the owner then sacrifices on quality of the window? And then so I understand there's always a give and a take and and a plus and a minus that, we'd rather have a very good quality window, like I said, a Marvin or an Architectural A-Series, than step down the ladder so that they can afford to do mullions.
Understood. I completely understand that. And again, I think we have to find the, the balance point between what we need to do and what we're charged to do as the Town Landmarks Preservation Commission in protecting and making sure that a landmark building maintains that historic fabric, and the homeowner's budget and need to, do a more modern layout inside. And so we get it and we understand it, and we're sympathetic and want to work with you. But I think we have to both sort of figure out where that medium is, that mutually agreeable place is. So before I, give my thoughts, does anyone else have any other questions? Want to ask anything?
Are you living in the house now?
Yes.
And when you purchased it, were the mold conditions and other stuff, did that come up on the inspection or anything?
No, that happened as we would go through the process and plans and get everything ready.
Gotcha.
All these massive rainstorms we've been having, I guess really put a dent in it.
Here's a little kind of off-the-wall question. Have you spoken to anyone at the Massapequa Historic Society about if they have any records on the house, if they have any, anything on this, since it's a landmark structure? No?
Honestly, no.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have anything to add?
Front door is remaining?
Front doors to remain.
Okay. So what I would, my inclination is to make a motion to adjourn this for another hearing. In the meantime, if you could, gather some more info, and I don't mean to kick this off and, kick it down the road. That's not what we want to keep doing, but I think we want to do a little research on our side, and I think we need to do, if you could gather some info on, if there's, I know that you're mentioning number one, Perfection Cedar Shake. If there's a spec sheet, if you can't get a sample, if you have a spec sheet on it, that would be helpful.
There's a sample there, and I do have a spec.
So that's what as I was asking, this isn't just the sample, this isn't just the color, this is the actual shade, okay.
So SPC cedar, so here's a patch.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Is this a copy? Can we hang on to
That's
this?
for you guys, yes, and if you need another, I should have more.
All right, and then if we do a little bit more research on the windows, if you can,
If I may, so,
Yep.
is there anything else other than the windows that?
well, we're going to be looking at, the color, seems like it's, within standard. The shake, we're going to take a look at to make sure that's, within- and is this what's on the house right now?
Here's, here's a photograph of the house with some old school cut and paste. So this is what the house would, the way it would be proposed, so
Yeah.
here with the addition.
Okay.
So you can see how it blends in completely naturally, it fits in every way. We're copying all the same details, all the same roof pitches, all the same.
So
all the
it's,
same
you know,
details.
the proportion
Yeah,
is
this
the
is the
same.
shutters, but this is, yeah.
So that shows shutters, this doesn't.
No, so this was an early study that I did for the homeowners when we were thinking about the massing.
Okay.
So, yeah, it doesn't necessarily show the finished product, but I wanted you, I wanted you to see the color, the shakes. I'm in this business 35 years, so these are the original shakes. It's not, they've just been painted over.
Okay, and again, this isn't what's on there, but this
Yes.
approximates it, and that's
Yes.
that's the modern match to what's on there now. Okay.
Correct.
And from the street, you see the right side?
Yeah, you can see the right side from the street.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I'm sharing this with you because I think it really shows how everything really just, it just feels like it grew right out. It was always really there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think there can be a dispute about, I
Okay.
guess there could be, but I feel like that's a very, sort of.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at that. Is that a wood railing going up the front to the front steps there?
No.
That's- And I was wondering, would it be wood, because it looks like you're putting in a staircase, what is this,
Right.
to the basement?
Right.
What type of railing around that? Are you going to use vinyl on that, or are you going to do period?
That was added for a handicap ramp. It's a
Oh,
vinyl.
no, he's saying here, this was added.
On the
No,
front
it's
step.
That's gone now, yeah.
This one is gone.
Yeah.
But on over here, what are you planning on putting in here for the new steps around this going down?
Yeah, that would be PVC, PVC railing. That would be, designed and appropriate. Here, there should be a side elevation showing it. There was an intention to, beyond your standard home rail. It's in the drawings.
Is that
You can see here.
is that visible from the
Yes,
street?
I think it will, yeah.
And is that railway visible? Is that going to be, which side of the house is that on?
Left side of the house.
Okay.
So that's not visible from the street?
No.
This is the side, the car being the way of where it is.
Yeah, there would be a fence. There would be a fence there as well.
So there's a fence there, so I guess it's, how tall is the fence? Is it a 4-foot fence that's there right now?
Stockade fence there's now?
Yeah, it's 5 or 6. The fence that, what's that?
In the front, between the garage and the...
Well, we're gonna
Yeah.
do all landscaping around.
So,
But the existing fence blocks it for certain, at least 4 feet tall, if not 5.
Coming out this. And then we put PVC in
I think they're saying the fence is
there. Right in
off the
here.
corner right.
Yeah, it's set back right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Show us
here's,
the dimensions of where this is going to go.
Okay.
here's a photograph where you can see the fence that we're talking about. So that's the left side of the house, and that's where the existing fence is. So the fence would block the view from the street.
Oh, that's, I'm looking at this from the street. If the car wasn't there, you'd see it totally.
I think,
There's a fence there.
yeah.
Oh, you're going to replace that fence with this? This is, that fence is where this addition is going to be going? This is this corner?
That corner is that corner.
Yeah, so that tentatively is probably where the fence line is now, to some degree?
No, the fence line goes this way.
So I guess
Well,
the question is, will
it's
the fence exist after the addition?
Yes,
Okay.
because of the planted.
Okay. Okay. All right, if no one has anything else, like I said, just to finish up the thought, just to come back with some additional detail on 6/6, Cedar Shake, where we see, we understand. The roof, asphalt, you have a asphalt shingle, is that what's there now?
I have a cut, yeah, it's actually.
And just to,
It's certainty residential.
okay. And the finishes on the roof and roof line are gonna match what's existing on the other side, on the second floor. Yeah.
I'm just curious, what's like the major difference between a 6/6 and then what's existing?
Well, so if you want to go back, so the house was landmarked in the late 70s?
Correct.
Okay, so the house existed in a certain state with a certain look when it was landmarked, and it was landmarked for a reason. I'd have to go back to the whatever minutes there are of the meeting from that meeting when it was landmarked, but I would think that the application showed that the house had architectural value and historic value, and had historic material, including the siding, the windows, and any other details from when it was landmarked.
Yeah, the
So
roof as well.
through the years,
It's a
we
wood
would.
roof.
What's that, I'm sorry?
It was a wood roof, shake roof, yeah.
And a wooden shake roof?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have is, we have, the house as it exists now is, in my opinion, substantially different from on the exterior from when it was landmarked. Unfortunate, to say the least, because that means through the years, it lost at least some of the historic fabric that caused the owner and the town to landmark the property in '79. So what we have to do is figure out how to keep or replicate that historic fabric. And I don't, I hesitate to say from 1979, when the house was landmarked, because who knows if that's even possible, but to replicate it as best we can, within reason and within your parameters as the homeowner. So that's sort of where we are. So we have the landmarked structure with its qualities at the time, and we have today, and it's different. So we have to figure out how to get to the place where the house can continue to have the historic fabric that we need to see it have as the Landmarks Preservation Commission, and it being a landmarked structure, house, and your purpose is putting in an addition for what you need for your family. So that's the difference. That's the sort of the push and the pull of it, if you will.
But the window wise, like, is it readily
Yeah.
available? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the window issue, we can come to an agreement on. Yeah, but I'm hoping that, absent of that, we can come to a conclusion on all other aspects of the proposal. And if
Well,
there's,
I don't think we can come to a conclusion tonight, but I think we can give you the direction to come back to us with some of those items that we can actually then see it, and make a full determination on it.
with what in particular, so I know.
So, yeah, we're asking specifically for some window sample. And the reason we're asking for 6/6 is that seems like that's what was in place when we landmarked the property. I mean, I can tell you right now, vinyl 1/1 doesn't have any historical value, that's a replacement. So we have to come to sort of some reasonable space with, what it is we require. If that means it's a
But can I,
Yeah.
so if I may, so I think we can discuss or come to a conclusion, maybe, I'm trying to avoid, honestly, another meeting, another month, another hearing. There's time and money involved for the client. If you had suggested, I believe someone suggested it earlier, if we could do some research, email back and forth, and maybe, I don't know I don't know if it would be Scott or whoever the appropriate party would be, that we can get that resolved without having to go through the exercise of another hearing. And it was your I was just following up
Yeah.
on that suggestion.
Well, I can tell you that we're not going to make a conditional approval. What we will do, and as an accommodation to try to keep this on a faster track, is if we get all of the items that we're asking for, we can actually make a decision at the next meeting. I just don't think we have enough right now, and I think, like I laid out, we have a void that we have to figure out how to fill or at least lessen from the fact that we have a historic structure in 1979 when it was added to the landmark list, and what we have now, which is some modern material. So, you know, how do we bridge that gap? And that's all we're trying to.
I understand, but
that's
is
all we're
it,
trying
I
to
just
do.
want to, so I know my task and our task. This is, the last item is the windows.
It seems to me, and I'm going to speak for myself, and we'll obviously take a vote. It seems like the shake is period appropriate. It seems that the color is. The design seems to match what's there. But again, it's the visual appearance that, you know, we are concerned with.
I understand,
right?
I just want, I'm not trying to put you in a box, I just,
No.
because I can't come back, they pay me to come back next month, and you
Yeah.
go, oh, no, we forgot to say, you know, we didn't mention this.
Well, I don't think we're going to have you come back
Okay.
until we feel like we can make a decision. So we don't want to have you come back multiple times. That's not our purpose, not to, you know, keep, you know, kick it down the road and say, we need more, we need more, we need more.
Right. That's
Completely
right.
understand your
Right.
position, I understand the homeowner's position, but what I think we need to do is bridge that gap, come back one more time, and, you know, with a final, meaning final proposal, you know, we understand exactly, you know, what, you know, I would like to do some research, and I would, you know, look through some of the town records, find out what happened between landmark status in the late 70s and today. See what happened, right? Yeah, we don't want to bring you back 2, 3, 4 times. We understand it's time, we understand it's money, especially when you have a situation where you have a mold condition. We don't want to keep that going. So, you know, the faster we can kind of come to, you know, get some samples, get some ideas for the 6/6 windows.
And, yeah, that's all, just the windows.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm still stuck on shingle, but, I'm sorry,
Shutters.
shutters. But, you know, that's something that I think we have to, you know, do some research here.
But those historical photos are.
Yeah,
Well, either way, if we
yeah,
do it.
I see, we don't have them here, so.
Yeah, some of the pictures have them and
Right, some
some
of the
don't.
pictures do have the shutters.
Yeah, I just don't have years on the photos, so let me see what I can find too. as far
Possibly
as
you
the
could reach out to
shutters.
the Massapequa
Yeah,
Historical
some
Society.
do and some don't.
Yeah, and if you come back with some ideas, if, you know, shutters are just a, you know, preference, whether you know, want them or not, or
It's the
have,
same
you know,
door
have
and
some
same.
idea on period-appropriate shutters, that might help things along too. So, I think you're tasked with 2 things, unless anyone has anything else. But, you know, windows and shutters, and let's see what you come back with.
Is the door period appropriate?
I think the door is staying, and it looks like,
But I don't know if
Can't
it
really
was
see it in this one.
already replaced since 1979.
yeah. I don't know if we have any good picture of the door, but you're keeping the door as is, right? You're not replacing the front door or
That's-
anything
that's-
around it, not adding side lights or
And
anything
I'm
like
just
that?
cleaning up and paint it fresh.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Anyone want to see anything else besides windows, shutters, any other thoughts? Okay.
I'm just concerned about the front door, whether it was the same type of front door that was in the 70s.
Oh, do we have a,
I don't know if that's the front, that it's on the side
No, I
there.
think the door is this way, right?
front door's gonna be right here,
Yeah.
off picture. Okay. All right.
Did you have a question?
I just, you know, obviously, we want to do things the right way. We bought this house, we love the house, we love the whole, what it represents in Massapequa, as we live literally a mile and a half, still in Massapequa where we bought this house a year ago. And we bought it knowing that it was historical, we'd have to go through this process. We knew it needed updating, as the condition of it is very poor on the exterior. Just, you know, we understand the process and what you're saying, how you have to find the void, but also should we be held financially responsible to maintain the historic house, especially with the the way everything costs these days, you know, to put, I don't know the cost difference
I
between
hate,
those
I hate to
windows
say,
and
I hate to
these
say it, but the
windows.
answer is yes. You bought a historic structure. I don't
They-
mean to, I don't mean to be
they did not-
short, but
but
it's
there's
a,
no
it's a
record of
straightforward
them
answer.
coming to the historical board and putting the correct windows in when they replaced them 15 to 20 years ago. We
Yeah.
should be, I believe we were told we were not going to be held responsible.
I hate to say, I don't know who.
Putting it back to the 1970s.
Look, we're trying to be reasonable and work with you. I don't know who told you that. Whoever told you that wasn't one of the 5 people sitting here, unfortunately. So the short answer is yes, and I don't mean to be short or disrespectful, but yes, you bought a historic home, a landmarked structure, and everything that goes along with it in maintaining it, making additions, that's your responsibility as the owner of it. I don't know how to say it any other way. And we're not trying to shove things down your throat. I think we're trying to be reasonable and understanding in the sense of, you own the home, it's your home. We want you to love it. We love it too. It's a landmark structure within our town.
I think Michelle's
So-
saying when we purchased the home, we thought they would abide by the rules, like those were
Yeah.
approved, windows approved, whatever they changed, that's buying it, not knowing. We do it historical.
Yeah.
You're gonna assume that the owner that made it historical and requested it would abide by the rules that they wanted the house to be historical.
Yeah.
That's what I think Michelle's getting at.
Yeah, and I don't know how to answer that question, because
I
it
think-
doesn't,
Just like-
it doesn't seem like that was before,
We're
you
not
know,
asking to
a
change
board.
the front
Yeah.
door, the door's gonna stay, but
Yeah.
you're questioning if the door is original, but we don't.
Well, we're
I
just
mean,
trying,
we can look at
we're trying to
pictures.
understand
It's
the fabric of the house. We're trying to understand what's there. That's the, you know, and
I think
that's
Michelle's
the
just
issue.
getting nervous about budget-wise. You open a can of worms.
I understand, yeah.
She watches too much HGTV and whatever the show's on.
Listen, I understand your concern, and I understand your concern. We're not trying to fight with you on this. We really aren't. But, you know, we have a situation where we're a board tasked with preserving landmark structures. You bought a landmark structure and you own it. So now we have to figure out how to maintain it, and you want an addition. So we have to figure out how that addition matches the historic fabric of the house, which, like I said before, you know, doesn't exist, to some extent, doesn't exist anymore. So we have to figure out what to do, that's all. Not trying to be unreasonable or push something down your throat, but we're trying to serve both interests.
Yeah, that's just off a pill to swallow that they made it historical, they didn't follow the rules that they requested to make the house historical, so
Yep.
that's, we just assumed
Okay.
what was there was approved.
What's the best way to liaise from my office?
Would it be, Scott, would it be email with the planning department?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The
So-
client has my email. Do you have my email as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
So theoretically, we could resolve it through email, at least, I don't know how your board works if you vote, but I don't know if there's an
Yeah,
ad hoc.
I think what we're going to do, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn this to the next meeting for additional samples and info to be submitted. Once we get that and it's circulated and we can decide, and we can determine whether, you know, we can make a decision, we'll have you back, and it's not going to be too far in the future.
I just have one question, say more water is penetrated, we have to change a window. I think that approval we should try to figure out as soon as we can, because if we have to replace something and repair something, how do we do that?
Well, can you stabilize the window? It's a leak situation?
Yeah,
So it's several, it's,
I don't know if it's rotted, you're not gonna see it until you open it
Yeah.
up behind it, so
Okay,
that's my only concern now, waiting.
all right. Understood. If you can somehow stabilize it or seal it until the next meeting, you know, like I said, I don't think we're looking to go past one more meeting with this. I mean, we want to make a decision. We want you guys to be able to move forward, and, you know, we don't want you to be sitting in a house that's, you know, exposed to the elements, dangerous or anything like that. So we get it, and as quickly as we can get you back on, we will.
Thank you.
Okay?
Are you keeping our samples for record?
Do you have, how many did you bring? Two?
we don't need
I have one.
Okay, we have one.
You have one there.
Yeah.
And then you have the specs.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so if there's nothing else, if we don't have anything else, I move to adjourn the meeting, adjourn the application to the next meeting pending submission of additional information, materials, and anything related to windows and shutters.
I'll second the motion.
Okay? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye? Okay, it's unanimous. All right, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
guys.
Okay?
Thank you for your patience.
You bought that, you knew that when you buy it. Probably relied on a realtor or someone.
Yeah. Problem is you gotta stop at some of the
Yeah. Well, I think, that, yeah, we have to kind of do the best we can right now with it. Yep.
at least from appearance.
Yeah. All right. Scott, you ready for number 2?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we are back with our second matter on the agenda tonight, 4 Old Jericho Turnpike, Jericho, the Maine Made Inn.
Chairman DeLeo, members of the board, I'm Tom Abate, A-B-B-A-T-E, and I'm not the architect for the project, the attorney for the project, which may seem like a problem, but I'm kind of hoping I could overcome it. John Macchio, who is our project architect, he not only resides in Rockland, but he's been of ill health, so he asked me to fill in. The reason I think I can handle this is because the site, as you all well know, is well-developed. And this concerns a bump out in the southeast corner, in the side, in the rear, that's going to be used for a bridal suite. So what I'm going to provide you with is a series of 9 pictures over 4 pages. The first just shows you the architectural style of the former Maine Made Inn. The second shows our signage, because I noticed on the agenda there was something about a minor change in signage. I think that was because when we first opened it, Tony Scotto called it One North, and that was a Mediterranean restaurant. And now it's Opus. He's doing what he does best, steakhouse. The third is the sign that we had, the historic sign that we worked out in great detail with the commission with respect to its history as the home of Valentine Hicks. And then the last 2 photographs, probably the most important. This is the subject area where we'll have the bump out. So I've got these 9 photographs of 4 pages for you to review.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then what you can see from Mr. Macchio's elevations, and you have the south and the east elevations before you, is that we are merely continuing the architectural style of the steakhouse now. So we are going to keep the red cedar shakes. We are going to have a reveal of the same depth. It's going to be 13 inches to the weather. The windows will match that which exists. This, however, Chairman DeLeo, members of the board, is going to be a 1-story structure. It is in an area of the property where it literally cannot be seen by any other property owner. Those photographs that you have before you, I took them today. So I walked the site and I examined the site to make sure what exposure, if any, it would have to any of our budding or adjacent neighbors, and it has none. Because it is going to match the existing, I don't really think I need to have the expertise of Mr. Macchio, but of course, if there are things you need to know, I will pass on those questions to him and provide answers to you straight away.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so just to run through it, you mentioned some of this before, so in your presentation, the siding, the cedar, it's red cedar perfection shake.
Correct.
So that is what's on the building existing right now?
That's what's on the building now, and the shakes right now are 13 inches to the weather. These will be 13 inches to the weather as well. I like saying that because I learned that expression today. I always called it a reveal.
All right. So meaning, so it's obviously same specs, but the patina of it, it's not going to be pre-weathered. It's sort of going on there new, and it will weather over time to
Correct.
match
Correct.
the weathering of the existing building.
Correct.
Okay. The door that's going, I'm looking at page A 2.1, the south,
elevation,
the south elevation. So that door, and the south elevation, just to be clear, that is the rear of the building?
Correct. Well, actually, it's the side of the building at its rear. It's on the southeast corner. Perhaps if I...
Southeast corner, okay.
Yeah, so if I direct your attention, if
So
you
is
have
that-
the site plan.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that what faces Jericho Turnpike?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, technically, I guess it does.
The rear of the building sort of faces out towards Jericho Turnpike,
Yeah,
right? The
would you-
parking lot.
I have
and
a
the-
reduced copy of the site plan,
Yeah.
which might explain it. You want me to hand that up?
No, I'm looking at ST 1.1, is that
That's
what?
the one.
Is that what you have?
Yeah, so that hatched portion
Yep.
there. So we have this triangulated site, as you can see,
Yep.
with Jericho Turnpike, Old Jericho Turnpike, and Jericho East Norwich Roads. So yeah, technically, does it face Jericho Turnpike? Yes, but
Yep.
it's wildly set back from Jericho Turnpike
Yep.
and largely blocked by the other modern office building, which is on the Jericho
Yeah, so I
Turnpike
see,
frontage.
so I'm thinking of this as I go into the parking lot and, you know, of the steakhouse, and I'm sort of looking at Jericho Turnpike coming into the parking lot. I see the parking spaces ahead of me, and I'm picturing it in my mind as well. I don't remember, is there any sort of fence? I see that, I'm looking at trying to look for a key. The dashed line on ST 1.1, the dash line, long dash, and then two short dashes, then another long dash. Do you see where I'm? Yeah, so,
And I'm going above my pay grade, so I'm
yeah.
good.
So I'm sort of looking at this.
Right, that's what I thought you were looking at.
So it's basically the dash line, just for the record so we can describe it, coming around the outside of the addition, proposed addition. Is this a fence?
No, it's
Or
not a
is it-
fence.
is it
That's
open?
Yeah, it's open. That's just reserved area which won't be intruded by parking. So we have the building offset there, and it's paved walkway provided for drivers of vehicles to come out
Okay.
to their cars.
Okay, all right.
It's just an area of preservation, if you will.
Okay, so, okay. Okay, so as you drive in, as you drive into the parking lot from that Jericho Turnpike entrance, as you drive past it, you'll be able to see it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then the east elevation is, east elevation, okay. I think I have that in my head too, that's the side of the building, obviously.
Yeah, the south and the east are on
Yeah.
the same sheet.
Okay. Okay, so from the east elevation, it looks like the windows and the shutters are going to match what's there existing.
Exactly.
The two French doors that you're proposing, I don't know if, I can't remember, are there any other French doors that these are meant to match as
don't-
you go around the other?
I don't
building?
believe so.
Okay.
I've been to the site numerous times, and again today, I didn't see any others. So this is solely just for the bridal suite.
Yeah,
It's going to have an area for the bride, obviously, a men's room, a ladies' room, and a hallway to bring them back into the catering portion of the restaurant.
okay.
Tom, on
Yes.
with this area here, I've been to the site, there seems to be a lot of storage close to it. Is that in that area that's going to have to be moved? There's like a shed or dumpster area that is.
Yes.
Have to be.
And I noticed that today as well. That's not on our approved site plan. That has to, as we say in the law, skedaddle.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of wish you didn't notice that, but but Scott Bird would find out anyway as we go through the site plan approval process.
So, what I'm looking at, and what's kind of sticking out at me that I'd like to see is since this is going to be visible from the parking lot, I'm looking at the south elevation again. The first floor, it's a one-story addition, so the roof line of the rest of the building from that elevation just stops short, doesn't continue, because it's a one-story addition.
Correct. It's really like a bump out, if you will.
Yeah, so, to keep this, I think, consistent architecturally, and again, this is something that, maybe the architect can draw out if the owner is willing to sort of continue that roof line and, not to create a second-story addition, but I think that look would be more consistent with the existing look. And chimneys, this property has a history, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely, very well.
Yeah, and
Grew
so.
up in the area, so. yeah.
Okay, so, and when I say it has a history, I mean it has a history in our town and national history, but it has a history before our board, the building department, the planning department as well. So when this addition was made, we sort of had to, a lot of work and a lot of removal was done before the then owner, came before us to seek approval. So we had to actually go back and have things restored, like the chimneys.
I remember
Right.
vividly.
So what's going to be very important to me as a commission member is continuing this look of the roof line and even maybe even another fake chimney. I hate to say fake chimney, but
Well, they'd say faux, just sounds so much better.
To continue that look, to make it look proportional and even. So that's my only thought. I think, we can't really do much else with the materials. You're proposing the same materials as are on the building right now, which we had approved, a number of years ago when we asked the then owner to most closely resemble what had been thrown out, unfortunately, when they were removing material in the first instance. So that's what I would suggest, and I don't know if that's something that any of the board members have a thought on, but what I'd like to see is maybe a rendering with a second floor addition matching the roof line going out on that south elevation with maybe even a faux chimney, if you will, in that area to kind of make it proportionate, if you follow.
I do follow, but to the extent that I don't follow, if I may have Mr. Macchio email and have telephone calls with Mr. Byrne, that'd probably be the
So I
best.
can-
Just
I can kinda-
excise the attorney
I
from.
can kind of just show you very quickly what I've sort of, rudimentary drafted out, just to show you. I mean, it's very simple. You kind of have just have sort of this, carry the roof line, just for a second story addition right here. Okay. Bring it out to where the bump out is, and, just match it down here. Just match the lines on the other side of
Okay.
And you know, maybe a chimney just to be proportionate to make it look, you know.
All right, so then just putting on my zoning hat.
Yep.
Scott, I'd be most concerned that what the chairman's demonstrating here, whether we count to occupancy, because even though it's not going to, in reality, increase the occupancy of Opus, it will from a technical viewpoint. So we will have to go
Floor
back
area,
for further,
things like
for
that.
further parking variance, because it will be deemed to increase occupancy, even though we're just using
Sure.
it for existing customers. My fear was, or my question is, will this now count towards occupancy as well under the state building code, and therefore make our off-street parking variance that much greater?
Yeah, we'll only count if it's public assembly space, but just for my clarity,
Yeah.
do you want a second floor, or do you just want that roof carried
I
down?
just want, I don't
or
care if
over?
there's a second floor, I just want to have that roof carried, I just want to have the roof
Because
line
I
carried.
agree, the flat roof,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like a storage container, it's
Yeah.
just snug up against the building
Yeah.
with the flat roof. It should, some
I mean,
sort
you know,
of
it could
pitch.
be a vaulted ceiling, it could be anything that maybe doesn't add to your floor area ratio or usable space.
May I hold on to your?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
You might even want to pitch it this way.
That's an interesting thought, too,
Oh, that is.
yeah.
And then you'd have something like,
So
Yeah.
the
put
two,
something on the
yeah.
end like
Right.
that, just to cinch the roof line, it goes.
It echoes it.
Just so it's not flat,
Yep.
flat roof on a historic building.
So,
With the chimney.
two ideas are, you know, pitching it triangularly, and then one, you know, just continuing, where is it?
Yeah, all right, so that would,
Continuing the roof line out.
right, correct.
Yeah,
That's a
instead
good
of-
idea, because we
instead of
have that
continuing it
feature.
out
And
here.
it'll look good, so you enhance the roof line.
that way.
Yeah, I get it.
So maybe just a couple more renderings, maybe, you know, a couple possibilities. These are two, but if he comes up with anything else that he thinks, you know, might be interesting, you know. We just want to, I think we want to avoid the visual of just the box.
I get it.
Okay.
Frankly, I agree. Makes sense.
And yes, I think if you could, you know, if you can, you know, if it's an email or if it's, you know, hard copies, whatever you think you might want to do with Scott to, you know, get those. And if Scott, you can circulate them when those come over to you, and we can have you back and try to get you going on it.
Okay, that'd be great. We really appreciate the courtesy.
Anything else from anyone else?
I can't resist. Is it the windows?
6 over 6.
That's it.
Six
6 over 6.
Is it the window?
All right, so I'll make a motion to adjourn the application pending submission of additional drawings to, with respect to the roof line. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, it's unanimous.
Thanks, folks.
All right.
Good night, thanks so
Thanks.
much.
Okay.
Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Having no other business, is there any other business before our commission tonight? Any comments from the members of the audience? No? Okay. All right. With that, I move to adjourn for the evening. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.